On paper, the United States had acquired the Lakotas' lands from France in the Louisiana Purchase. But the Lakotas would not cede their lands because of an agreement between two foreign powers. Though there were 15,000 Lakotas and 23 million Americans, the bulk of U.S. population and military might was concentrated on the East Coast. And once there, they would face formidable warriors with deep local knowledge and alliances. To avoid a war it couldn't afford and wouldn't win, the U.S. government attempted to appease the Lakotas, paying steep tributes of ammunition and rations demanded by Lakota leaders. Though there was no central authority, the leaders of bands, or oyates, came together at annual sundances to strategize and coordinate complex diplomatic operations. Lasting a few weeks each summer, sundances were spiritual ceremonies that reaffirmed communal ties, appeased Wakan Tanka, the Great Spirit, and kept the world in balance. Starting in 1849, the California Gold Rush brought hordes of white settlers west, encroaching on Lakota territory and disturbing the buffalo herds. Lakota leaders correctly interpreted this migration as a signal that the U.S. no longer intended to respect their claim to the land. In retaliation, they attacked wagon trains and government offices. As the conflict grew, Chief Red Cloud negotiated in Washington, D.C., while back in Lakota territory, Chiefs Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, and others prepared for battle. They mobilized their Cheyenne and Arapaho allies and almost all the other Sioux nations against the U.S. In 1876, exactly 100 years after the Lakotas' arrival, gold prospectors occupied the sacred Black Hills. For many Lakotas, this was the final straw. Following a vision by Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse led Lakota forces to decisively defeat the Americans in the Battle of the Little Bighorn. After this victory, the Lakotas faced an even graver threat. Wagon travel and railroad construction had decimated buffalo populations, and they faced starvation. To survive, they moved onto reservations, where U.S. officials murdered Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse and attempted to dismantle their culture, prohibiting the Sundance on reservations. The Lakotas started a protest movement called the Ghost Dance. Alarmed by this resistance, in 1890, the U.S. Army massacred hundreds of Lakotas, many of them women and children, at Wounded Knee Creek. Today, Lakotas continue to fight for their culture and their land. In 2016, they drew supporters worldwide to protest construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline through their reservation, continuing a long history of resistance to a government known for breaking its promises.